Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls, coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share another card that I made using the Nativity of Light die set from Crafter's Companion. Using the Nativity of Light die set from Crafter's Companion. Just a little bit different way of using it, but I love how it came out. I think it's just super classy and elegant. So, it's super easy to make. Let me show you how it's made. Okay, so to make this card, it's a 5x7 side fold card, and I just have this sort of cream colored card. And I'm using the die set from Crafter's Companion Nativity of Light. And it's got a bunch of different dies. This is one of them, and it cuts along the top edge, but it does not cut along the bottom edge. So I used that to cut 2 layers in this brown card. And this one is cut kind of on this edge, and this one is cut more that way, so that I get a slightly offset. See, it's the same die, but I'm going to offset it, and then so that way when you create a cityscape it actually looks like different buildings because they're just offset a little bit. So I've already done that, and I just cut, this is just a scrap of card. These are 4.5 inches wide. I put some foam tape on one of them. This one I'm going to glue flat. But before I do that, I've got a sheet of, this is a white shimmer card, and it's just shy of 5x7. So you can see it's literally like a 1/16 of an inch shy of 5x7. Okay. And I'm going to cut it. I've got these arched nesting dies, and I just got these off Amazon. They're not from anyone. But I'm going to cut it like this, but I do not want to cut the bottom. I want the bottom to stay attached because I'm going to put this die on that bottom. Okay? So to keep it attached, the way that you do that is get it where you want it on your paper, but I'm going to hang that end of the die. So I've got it where I want it, sort of centered up. That looks pretty good. But then when I put my top plate on, I'm going to put my top plate up to that bottom, but not, I don't know if you can see that. So you can see where my top plate is. My cutting die is on the outside of that top plate. Now that's going to cut just where the plates are. So I'm going to get it kind of lined up and straight like that. And let me run that through and I'll show you what I mean. This is the trick to doing partial die cutting. So now you can see I cut, but it did not cut that bottom section. Now I'm going to run it again with this part, the manger part of the die, lined up on that bottom because I want that part to stay attached to my card. So we're going to put it right about there. And now I can run it with both plates just normal. Now this die set did come with an arch that does not have a cutting die on the bottom, but see how small it is compared to what I cut? It was not big enough for the card that I wanted to make, so that's why I used this method. So now it's still attached, so I've got to join that cut up with this cut. So I'm just going to do that with my craft knife. And then this section will come right out. And now I'm left with exactly what I want, which is that scene still attached to my cream colored card. I'm going to use some foam tape to go around. And because I have foam on this one, it's fairly thin, so I needed a thicker foam because this one's going to go in that opening, so this one's got to sit on top of that. Now, if my opening was smaller, I would actually add foam tape down here, but because it's so large, I don't think I need it. And now I'm going to start, this is going to go on here, but before I put that on there, I want to put my cityscape back here, and that's going to go flat, and it's got to go down far enough that actually it can go up, because this one's going to go down here, which this one has to go far enough down that it's going to be hidden underneath there. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure that I've got it right, is I'm going to line this one up just kind of about where it would be. And I'm just going to put a little pencil line on both sides. And that tells me that brown paper's got to be down below that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the one that's flat. And if this is here, this one's going to go about there. So I want that one kind of right about there. Just get it straight. That all pressed down. Now I can put my other layer over the top, and see, it's going to be below there, and it's just going to cover up those edges. But on the foam, it's going to look like it's separated from that layer, which is really what I want. Now I'm going to put this layer on, just like so. And what I am going to do, well, I'm going to put this on there first, and then I'll show you. So let me get that on there and get it lined up. Looks pretty good. Now I might do, I think I'm just going to put a little bit of my glue gel behind a couple of these spots, just for a little bit of support. And then that same die set has this little star, and I put that just on one little foam pad. And I'm all done. Now you can add a sentiment down here if you want. I actually like the looks of it just the way that it is. I think it's very classy and classic, so I'm going to leave it alone without anything else, any sentiments. I think it's beautiful just the way that it is. So, hope you like that. Thanks for watching.